Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. John Kelly, profiler here, and welcome. Welcome to a special video series. This is a special video today, anyway, and this is on Darin Schilmiller from Indiana, about 3 hours and 15 minutes away from Delphi, Indiana. And I'm wondering if he's a digital killer by proxy. As we get into this, you'll find out what I mean. It's kind of breaking news. Cynthia Hoffman from up in Alaska was murdered. And our condolences go out to Cynthia's family, her friends. We're very, very sad for what happened to her. It's a very sad situation. Shows you how, we have these crazy people running around the country killing people. Cynthia was lured to a hiking trail, and eventually she was assaulted by her supposed friends up in Alaska on this wilderness hiking trail, and she was bound with duct tape and was actually gagged with duct tape, was put all across her mouth, and eventually she was shot. Looks like with a 9mm pistol, killed and thrown into the water. It is very concerning because this all happened, it seemed, and was orchestrated by this Darin Schilmiller from Indiana, who was thousands of miles away. But the people that carried out this act, for no less than $9 million, I might add. They thought they were going to be paid $9 million, but not by Darin Schilmiller. They were being hired to carry out this act by a guy by the name of Tyler from Kansas. So Tyler from Kansas was directing these younger people, these folks, in the murder of Cynthia Hoffman. I mean, very, 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 very upsetting stuff here. And what I might also want to add here is that even though she was bound and she was murdered, there was no sexual assault. There was a physical assault. She was bound, but there was no sexual assault as reported by the media as far as we know. Schilmiller was indicted with some of these other minions up there on first-degree conspiracy to commit murder, first-degree murder. Also, we have 1 or 2 counts of second-degree murder. He was not only indicted by a grand jury up in Alaska, but so were his minions. I'm calling these folks his minions because he was the director, okay? He directed this murder and mental torture of this poor girl, and he did it from thousands of miles away. So welcome to evil in the digital age, and I mean this is major evil, because this guy is able to manipulate younger people and some people closer to his age to go out, assault, and kill a person, to actually go out and murder this young girl. And that's not what he was paying them the $9 million for. See, Tyler from Kansas, who he pretended he was paying the $9 million for assault, bondage, have her tied up, murder, and rape. But as I said earlier, no sexual assault was reported by authorities. Now, if that's not enough, this director of evil decided that he wanted pictures and videos sent to him. So what we're looking at here is a person of interest. And remember, everybody here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But what we're looking at is a person of interest here who was focused on getting pictures and videos of this girl's abduction and mental torture and final murder. He was going to get off. This is his high. This is what he was focused on, was looking at pictures of this girl being severely abused before she was killed. He wanted her to be raped, and he wanted pictures and video of her rape, but these other people didn't go along with his wishes. And again, he's posing as Tyler from Kansas, and he's guaranteeing them $9 million after they do the deed. You know, something else that really upsetting to me is seeing somebody so young that is such a sadist or sadist, however you want to put it. I mean, his whole entire focus was to sit back thousands of miles away on the internet and enjoy her persecution and suffering. And then finally, her death. This is pretty crazy, pretty sick for a 21-year-old to be involved in something like this. You know, I call him a murderer by proxy. No doubt in my mind that he's a budding serial at this point. Anyways, a person of interest as a budding serial at this point. Remember, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And even though he's been indicted by the grand jury on all these charges, you know, he's still innocent, but he is a major person of interest in all this. I go back to possible budding serial killer. Because anybody 21 years old that gets off or gets high on seeing a young woman suffer like this, physically and mentally, is very deranged. And if they're doing this at 21, I always say to myself, what are they going to do by the time they're 30? Okay? Thank God for technology, that these guys wouldn't get caught right off the hop. And the question is, did he get caught right off the hop? Because what we have to look at is where has he been, and probably more importantly than where he's been, who has he contacted over the internet? Who's he been in touch with? You know, birds of a feather flock together. I mean, this guy, you know, knows other people like him. You know, he's been online with other people who enjoy the same kind of sick, sadistic, and horrific stuff that he does. So this is kind of scary. I will guarantee you that law enforcement in Indiana will know, and the FBI will know, because the FBI is all over this, okay, who this guy's been in touch with. Who has he contacted? Who else has he tried to manipulate on the internet to go out and do his dirty work for him? To give you an idea of murder and sadism in the digital age, many years ago we had Charles Manson sending out his minions physically to murder and to terrorize people. And I'm talking about the Tate LaBianca murders. They're just right at the top of the sheet. We really don't know what else or who else he had killed. But he was able to kill these people by proxy, to enjoy knowing about their murders from other people he had sent to do his dirty work. Well, this guy is just a modern version of a Charles Manson. He has minions that go out and do his dirty work for him. They don't even really know who he is. They think he's Tyler from Kansas. So this is really, really scary stuff. And I'm sure this guy at 21 years old really got off on the power to control and the manipulation of others to do his dirty work. And I just wonder, where he's been and who he's been in touch with elsewhere. And I'm wondering about Delphi, absolutely. It's something in the back of my mind that I'm sure, like I said, Indiana law enforcement will be all over this. So thank you so much for all your comments. Thank you so much for all your feedback. And thank you so much for all your subscriptions. We're overwhelmed and we're running behind on comments, but we will catch up with you. Just overwhelmed with a lot of this helter-skelter stuff that's going on. So anyway, again, thank you so much. Make it a great day and stay safe out there.